You belong on every ground your feet grace, so don't ever feel out of place. Take up space and belong. This earth is your birthplace. Okay, so I also decided that I was going to review Sneaky Links on Netflix. Sneaky Links is pretty much like this show where they invite these people and their sneaky links to see if they're serious about wanting love or if they're just talking a good game or whatever. But so the first episode starts off with them checking 12 people into the hotel, saying that the people who they check into the hotel say that they want a meaningful connection, right? But they end up being reunited with their sneaky links. Now on here, they be trying to act like they don't be knowing that they going on these shows, but we already done heard too many behind the scenes from these shows to know that they be knowing. But for TV, So things get a little awkward when the sneaky links come out. Like a lot of them are like shocked to see their sneaky links or whatever. Manny is afraid of losing his friendship with Samara. Um, the two of them have been I wouldn't say dating, but the two of them have been, I guess, in each other's life since high school, I think. So they kind of have a long history or whatever. So he's afraid of losing his friendship with her, which makes me feel like he don't want nothing more. So then it goes to Travis and Angelique. Angelique has feelings that she's hiding. Like she says something along the lines of, seeing him like with other girls and stuff would bother her and stuff like that. But then on here, it's as if she didn't have feelings for him at all. Like I never got the picture that she actually had feelings for him, even though she said that like she has a hard time seeing him with other women. I don't know if that means that she has feelings for him or if she just doesn't want, because I know that there are some, not even just women, that don't necessarily want their ex or their sneaky links in this situation, but seeing them with somebody else bothers them. Not necessarily because they like them or they want to be with them, but because they just don't want them to be with somebody else. I know everybody know a person like that. Travis says he wants to find his person. Obviously, Angelique is not the person because he didn't say that he wanted to find his person in Angelique. He said he wanted to find his person. Okay. So then it goes to Brandon and Nicole S. Nicole doesn't trust Brandon. She says that, he's always been like a player, playboy, whatever, but she doesn't take him seriously. She was talking about something that happened where the two of them were like sneaky linking, I don't know. And he, I think, had sex with somebody when she came to town or something like that, or he hooked up with her and then hook up with another girl, something she said. Brandon wants to see what happens between the two of them, but Nicole is scared because she thinks that he's going to break her heart. So then it goes to Kyle and Zoe. Zoe says she sees Kyle as her homeboy. You could tell that Zoe does not have romantic feelings for Kyle at all. Kyle said he's looking for his soulmate, and he says that Zoe is scared that he's going to challenge her or whatever. And I don't think so. I just think she don't like you for real, for real. Then it goes to Cole and Avery. Avery says she sees Colt as a F-boy. She just feels like she can't take him serious. She doesn't feel like he will ever be the type to want to be in a relationship. She feels like he will always just want to mess around. Coach said he wants to show Avery a different side of him, but he also already got his eyes on Angelique. So it's like he is saying that he wants to see where things go with him and Avery, but at the same time, he is like looking at Angelique as a potential person for him today. Um, Nicole, the other Nicole, not Nicole S, doesn't want to make things work with Logan. She was saying she basically I guess she kind of feel like why would I hook up with him when I could find somebody new type of vibe. But she immediately just didn't seem happy to have him there or whatever. He seems cool, but at the same time, he seems like one of those guys who feel entitled to certain women because they're a good guy. And they feel like, well, I'm a good guy. I do everything right. I got a job. I do this. I do that. And so so all women should want me. And if you don't want me, you like F boys. You like to get treated bad. He gives that type of energy. He gives, y'all women say y'all like good men, but y'all always go for the wrong type. He gives those type of vibes. And low key, them be the main ones that be the wrong type. They be talking all that junk, but they also be the wrong type. So yeah. Um so they start talking about like toxic traits and body counts. And I just kind of feel like body counts don't need to come up because y'all be having sex with too many people. Like, how are y'all having sex with hundreds of people? Like, that should not be a thing. And like, how are y'all even meeting 100 people that y'all like to have sex with them? And I know it's a lot of y'all that don't have to have sex with, y'all don't have to like a person to have sex with them, but even that doesn't make sense to me either, but whatever. Nicole isn't getting the attention that she wants from Brandon. And she's feeling some type of way, especially because Brandon made it seem like he was open to seeing where things go. So then it makes me feel like she was right not to trust him. Kyle and Zoe said that they're interested in building a deeper connection with each other, but I don't get romantic vibes between Kyle and Zoe, so I don't believe it. Samara is uncomfortable seeing Manny interact with other girls. So right off the bat, you could tell that Samara definitely likes Manny more than he likes her. And he kind of like tried to put distance between them really quickly, and it bothered her. Um So Cole and Angelique spends time together getting to know each other and things like that because they have a mutual attraction to each other. Um Nicole and Logan finally talk about seeing where things go between the two of them, but it wasn't really giving like I want to build on this relationship. It was giving you're here, so I have to deal with you. So let's just have a conversation, type of vibe. I like especially on her part, and Logan seems to really resent Nicole. Like he seems to have a lot of resentment toward her. You could tell that the two of them were holding back. Like Nicole and Logan seem like that couple that will give each other the silent treatment just to spite each other. They seem very proud and toxic. They seem very toxic. Um so then the night is over, and they go back to their rooms, and they see that they have phone privileges. So automatically, Colt picked up the phone to call Angelique. Like right off the bat, they already pretty much like showing us, you know, what this finna be about. Um, And so the episode goes off right there, where he's calling her and ask, can they chill, can they hook up or whatever. But how do y'all feel about this show so far? I'm gonna leave my all of my thoughts to the end, but I just want to say the first episode, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really like make me feel like, oh, I can't wait to watch the rest or whatever. Like cheat when that first came on, I was interested from the very beginning, but this one right here isn't really, it's not really that good. It's giving typical reality dating TV show. Dating reality TV show. Just like very typical. Like, a bunch of people in the house, it's a lot of hooking up, it's a lot of feelings getting hurt and all that type of stuff. Also, I don't know if they're planning to bring new people into the house, or if they're just going to go with the people that they already got there. And I kind of feel like if they're just going to stick with the people that they already got there, I don't see this being that interesting. And I also don't even really see people making a whole lot of connections. But that's just me. So, episode 2 of Sneaky Link starts exactly where episode 1 uh stops, and that's with Colt and Angelique meeting up. Like, he goes to her room, he claims that he's falling for her, and she says she wants to be more than a sneaky link with him. They even end up kissing and rolling around in the bed and stuff. I don't think that they had sex, but they definitely got handsy with each other. I don't know how far it went though. But it just kind of seemed like they were resulting to the same bad habits, but we'll see. So then the next day, Spicy, Maria, and Chloe from, I think Chloe was on Love Island. She was either on Love Island or dang, what's the name of that show where they just be hooking up with Lana on there? Um the one where they're trying to refrain from having sex. I can't remember, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But Chloe is the host, and then they have this, like, I guess, relationship therapist named Spicy Maria or Spicy Maria or something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all, but my eyes get dry, and it could be because the ceiling fan is on. But anyways, so the next day they have this like bicycle challenge where they have to put together this bicycle and then ride it to this destination or whatever. And they're looking at each couple and trying to see certain things in them. So Angelique is jealous of Colt and Avery. Colt sees that Avery and him work well together, so he's like, we kind of get along good. We work better than I thought that we would, and that he kind of expresses that he has an interest in her for that reason or whatever. Kyle and Zoe work well together, but she only sees him as a friend. I don't feel like Zoe would ever see Kyle as more than a friend. I just kind of feel like Kyle doesn't, and honestly, he friend zones himself to me. He doesn't really give romantic connection. I don't even blame her. Manny's energy is off, and Samara notices it. It's like he has an issue with her for some reason, even though she didn't do anything to him. Logan and Nicole seems like they were enjoying the exercise and they were getting along well and they were having fun. And I kind of feel like that was really, to me, the most important part. Like, to see if you can have fun together doing activities or whatever. And Logan and Nicole, surprisingly, had a lot of fun together, even though they were the ones that took the longest to hit it off in the beginning. Angelique and Travis's bike breaks, so he picks it up and totes it the rest of the way there. Um, and she was like encouraging him, being encouraging and stuff like that. Avery realizes that Colt is patient. Um, and Colt realizes that Avery is positive and it has a positive effect on him. So it kind of makes him more interested in her or whatever. Brandon sees depth in Nicole. I guess he saw her as being shallow, but doing that exercise helped him to see that she has some depth in some substances. Depth. Depth. It helps him to see that she has some depth and substance. Colt and Avery ends up winning power couple and they get a date. They end up winning a date or whatever. Samara doesn't think that Manny values her friendship. Like, she kind of feels like when they got there, he kind of like shut her out and then became distant. And he really did. He just really was not paying her no attention outside of that exercise that they did. And she took it hard. You could tell that she definitely still got feelings for him. And he sees her as a hindrance rather than even trying to strengthen their friendship. Like, he ain't even trying to do that. He sees her as a hindrance. Manny feels like they're holding each other back from finding the one, and he expresses that to her. Well, he says that in his confessional, I think. He says it in his confessional that he feels like the two of them are holding each other back from finding the one. So it kind of validates how I feel. Like, he just did not like her. Colt and Avery end up going on a date. They're talking and getting along well, and they give each other compliments for the way that they performed in the challenge. Brandon and Nicole get together after dark to talk. Um and this is Nicole S, which is his original sneaky link. He says that she's his priority and he wants to see where things go between the two of them. Colt and Angelique get together again and they're being very touchy-feely. You would think that Colt and Angelique had known each other for a long time, but they haven't. And my whole thing is when I see people behave that way, I be thinking to myself, like, how do y'all connect that quick? Cause I be having a hard time connecting with people that fast. Like, yeah, I might have a good conversation with you, but that doesn't make me comfortable with you immediately. Like, I don't have that. Sometimes I'm not gonna say envy. Sometimes I'll be looking at y'all that do and be like, dang, I wonder how that feels. But at the same time, I don't feel like I'm missing nothing. I see what's out here in these streets. Okay, so I'm definitely not missing nothing. Manny invites Nicole over and they end up just talking and kissing. And this is Nicole S, which is Brandon's sneaky link. Is it Nicole S? No, it's the other Nicole. Matter of fact, the Nicole that is with Logan is the one he invited over. Brandon says that he is committed to changing. He is like expressing this to Nicole, and Nicole is just kind of like, we'll see, nigga. Well, not nigga, because she white, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. It seems like all the guys in the house have their eyes on Nicole, not Nicole S, but the Nicole that is with Logan. They were saying that they kind of just like her energy, they like her personality and her vibe. And she does seem like a cool person to be around. Like, she's very bubbly, funny, jokey, stuff like that. Manny and Samira tried to clear the air. about their situation, and they come to terms with the fact that they felt like they were holding each other back from finding the one, and that they didn't feel like nothing romantic was going on between the two of them. It was mostly on Manny's side, but Samara did not have any choice but to respect how he felt. Um, so they end up playing F, Marry, Kill, and Nicole gets upset at Brandon's answer because he said he would kill Nicole, marry Zoe, and F Angelique. Brandon resorts to his old ways and hurts Nicole. Um, he hurts her feelings by choosing to kill her in the game or whatever. Right after he told her that he was committed to changing and that he was going to make her his priority. And it shows us exactly why she doesn't see him. It shows us exactly why she doesn't see a like relationship with him, because she can't take him seriously. Nicole says she just wants him to want her, and she's like, sad about it and like shedding tears or whatever. And I'm just like, it is not that deep. And if he don't want you, don't beg for it. Like, it's just gonna make him take more advantage of you and just treat you however he wants to treat you. So they end up having a meeting with Spicy Maria, and Spicy Maria acknowledges that Manny and Samara are standing in each other's way, and that they needed to give each other the space to find their person, because clearly they didn't have anything romantic in their relationship. Like I said, mostly on his side, but she doesn't have a choice but to accept it. They agree that it's time to move on, and Spicy Mari asks if their stay at the hotel, yeah, Spicy Maria asks if their stay at the hotel has been cut short, because if she doesn't feel like you're making connections with anybody, then you get cut. So she's pretty much forcing them to either focus on their relationship or to date the other um people that are there. So if you're not doing that, you get cut. That's why I was saying, I was wondering if they were going to bring um more people in there, or if they were going to just work with the people that they already got. Because I kind of feel like if they're just going to work with who they got, it's going to be a lot of them who get cut. Like, I just don't feel like it's enough people for them to weigh their options. So on episode 3, Spicy Maria allows uh Manny and Samara to stay, and she tells them to call someone for a date tomorrow. So that was a task that they had, which is her pushing them to make other connections, since they've decided that they won't be exploring their relationship. Manny asks Avery to come over and they talk. He also asks her on a date and they kiss. Samara calls Travis to ask him on a date, and he accepts her invitation or whatever. Um Angelique says that she doesn't want to be Coach Sneaky Link. She says that she likes him and she feels like she's falling for him, and she doesn't want to sneak around with him or whatever. And she kind of was like um kind of like sitting back and watching him to see if he kept her in as a sneaky link, or like if he was going to be public about their connection. And she basically said that if he didn't want to be public, she was going to have to move on. Logan and Nicole end up hanging out, and she tells him about her kiss with Manny. He seems to be a little annoyed, but he doesn't really express how he feels for real. He just kind of like is like, "Oh, okay." And like in his confessional, he was basically like he feels like Manny is like a player. He was saying that he hoped that Nicole isn't invested in him because he feels like she's going to get played. Nicole expresses herself to Brandon, and he doesn't take responsibility for the part that he plays in their like disagreement. He claims she's still his priority, but she doesn't believe him, and I don't believe him either. He's not doing anything to make her his priority. I kind of feel like Brandon keeps telling Nicole that because he wants her to help him stay in the house long enough to find a girl to connect with, because I don't feel like he really sees a connection with anybody right now. So he pretty much just kind of is using her as a placeholder. At least that's how it's coming off to me. um Zoe and Kyle talk about their relationship being surface level. um And of course, Zoe and Kyle are at a disadvantage because black people, when we go on shows like this, we're always at a disadvantage because a lot of the times they only have one or two black um guys and girls. So you kind of, if you only date black people, or if you mostly date your black people, you're not really gonna have any options. It either forces you to try to connect with people that you're not attracted to, or you don't get the full experience that everybody else is getting. And I kind of feel like they are at a disadvantage for that reason. So it's just the two of them, and it's very clear that Kyle and Zoe do not have any feelings for each other. Um Travis and Angelique keeps it friendly. Like they have a conversation about their relationship, and they decide to remain friends and that they wouldn't pursue anything romantically. Travis definitely wasn't really checking for Nicole. I mean for Angelique. Like he just was. I feel like he you could tell that they probably kind of like had a little, I ain't gonna say bad blood, but their relationship wasn't the best in the past. Um and you could see that he wasn't really trying to go there with her. Even though at the beginning she kind of seemed like she had feelings for him and that they were one-sided. Um Colt and Avery define their relationship, but Avery feels blindsided. Colt is still pretty much telling Avery, that, he still wants to see where things go and stuff like that. But he she feels blindsided when Colt decides to bring Angelique out of hiding and like make it known that him and Angelique were pursuing each other. Um Nicole feels some type of way that Manny didn't invite her on the date, but he invited was it the other Nicole that he invited? I think it was. I think it was the Nicole that was dating Brandon. Um Cole takes Angelique to the side, and they're spending some one-on-one time together, working on building their relationship and building, a connection. So he seems to be really serious about her, but the way he went about it was kind of shady or whatever. But at least it happened early on, and it didn't happen down the line once Avery's feelings were invested in him. Nicole S and Manny talk about his date. He claimed he's more into her. Oh, he invited Avery on the date. But he claims that he is more into Nicole, but Avery says that he told her the same thing. Avery is talking to somebody else, and she says that he told her the same thing. So he seems to really just be, playing the field. Samara recognizes that her and Travis don't have a romantic connection. She also recognizes that she is not Travis's type. She is fun size. She's like 4'9", and Travis is really tall, and he likes girls that are taller. So like she wasn't his physical type, but he still tried to like go on a date with her. But during the date, he kept like talking about Manny and Nicole's, what they were doing. Was it, were they on their date? Manny is bothered that Avery was talking slow about wanting to come to his room, so he calls Nicole V, which is Logan's girl. Um, he was trying to like get her to come to his room, but she was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. Like, I want to get in my bed. Like, I ain't really on what you on. And he feels some type of way, so he like, okay, cool, I'm gonna call my backup plan. He does, and Logan sees Nicole V going to um Manny's room and says he doesn't think that Manny has good intentions, and I agree with him. I feel like Manny is trying to keep his options open, and he's trying to like date each girl inside the hotels or whatever. He's playing the field. I guess he's trying to see who he connects with. I can't really blame him for that because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But at the same time, there's a way to do things. Um, Kyle calls Samara over, but she declines. She's like, actually, I'm going to get in my bed. Like, I'm good. She obviously didn't like him. And I kind of feel like he only called her because he knew that he was in, that he would probably be getting sent home because he hasn't made a connection with anybody else. Um, Nicole S and Travis hangs out. Nicole V finds out that Logan's best date was with a girl he hooked up with in Hawaii. Like they're playing this game, and they were asking like who your best date was, and Logan was talking about like this girl he met in Hawaii after Nicole. I think that she either had to leave or she couldn't go, so he ends up meeting a girl there, and he says that that's his best date. I feel like Logan said that to piss Nicole off, to see how she was going to react to it, and she fed into exactly what he wanted her to. He wanted her to feel some type of way because she's connecting with Manny and he doesn't like it. Like, I don't like the way he goes about doing things. It's really toxic, and it really gives tit for tat. And like, okay, you don't want to be with me, so I'm about to make you feel some type of way. And you're never going to get somebody like that. Spicy Mari ends up calling them to like a meeting or whatever. Samara and Kyle ends up getting sent home. Colt and Avery ends up being able to go into the spicy suite, which is pretty much this suite that's like a little better than the other rooms in the hotel. I think they still allow cameras to go in there, but I guess it was more romantic. So that is kind of like a reward that they get for making different connections and doing what they're supposed to do in the hotel. Logan and Nicole V tried to clear the air and they end up arguing. He thinks that she doesn't want him because he doesn't have money or he isn't successful. He feels like Nicole has a specific type of guy that she goes after, and he's not that type. He feels like she sees him as a a bum. And I kind of feel like he was projecting his feelings about himself onto her. I'm not going to say that he wasn't wrong. I do feel like Nicole is attracted to men who seem to have something going on with themselves, but how can you blame her for that? Like, you should be attracted to people who got something going on for themselves. And like, if you really feel like, she don't want to be with you because you don't have your life together, why wouldn't you get your life together? Like, it seems like he's like trying to make her seem shallow for not wanting to be with him. And I kind of feel like it just made him look like a jerk or whatever. Like, he is exactly who I thought he was from the beginning. He's entitled. He feels like, oh, I'm a good guy, so you should choose me. And if you don't choose me, then you're a terrible person. Y'all know those types. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Um Nicole gets angry with Logan and goes to Brandon's room to, chill for a little while to like release her stresses, I guess. And episode 3 ends there. So far it's okay, but like I said, it doesn't really make me want to keep watching. It doesn't really pull me in. It's okay, it's not bad, but it just seems like the typical dating reality show where, drama, everybody hooking up with everybody, people lying about their feelings, and all this type of stuff happening. And I know this is only 3 episodes in, so I don't really know what the format is going to be. It doesn't really seem to have a format for real. It just seems that Spicy Mari is just telling them, okay, y'all say that y'all want to find love, so prove it. But she's not really giving them the tools to do that, like how Paul is doing on Cheat. And I kind of feel like every reality show that comes out after Cheat needs to take notes, look at how it's formatted, and apply it to you. Because I love the fact that they get the tools to figure things out, and it's not just um them like, doing different things. Like, they have these sit downs, they go to the reckoning to express themselves. Like, I like that. But on Sneaky Link, Spicy Mari doesn't really seem to be giving a whole lot of direction. The only thing that she made clear was that if you're not trying to find a romantic connection either with your sneaky link or with somebody else's sneaky link, then you gotta leave. And that just seems to be all. Like, it is, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of boring, but I'm gonna keep watching. Maybe things will become clear to me, and maybe the format will have a stronger foundation. But if y'all have been watching this show, let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Do you like it? Is it interesting to you? Or do you agree with me? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Before you go, check out my website at srgrahamwrites.org and scroll all the way down to the bottom to fill out the subscription form to get updates, news, and book releases. Thank you.